across the vast, blazing gold deserts of ancient Egypt where the wind sings its timeless songs, where the dunes shift at the will of time, and the horizon stretches without boundary, one creature has carried the weight of civilization. The camel. To the ancient Egyptians, the camel was never merely a beast of burden. It was a silent, patient, and infinitely wise teacher. Its every movement, its habits, and its phenomenal resilience revealed the principles that shaped thousands of years of trade, survival, and wealth generation. This is the story of Nafiu, a young Egyptian man searching for financial wisdom, and Rashid, the old camel who became his unexpected mentor. Through their journey, we uncover the same timeless truth. Wealth is not built by speed. It is built by endurance, discipline, and long-term preparation. Nafiu grew up on the edge of the desert, watching the caravans come and go. His family had prospered for generations, while many around them often fell into poverty. One evening, he finally asked his father, "What keeps our family stable when so many others inevitably collapse?" His father smiled, his eyes distant as if gazing at an ancient dune. "Tomorrow, you will lead the caravan to Luxor," he said, "and your teacher will be waiting for you." The next morning, Nafiu expected a young, strong camel fast enough to impress traders, but his father brought out the oldest camel in their herd. Rashid's legs were long, his movements slow, and his expression almost bored. Nafiu protested, "Father, he is too slow. The desert is long. How will we arrive on time?" His father placed a hand on Nafiu's shoulder, his gaze deep. "Speed will not save you in the desert. Wisdom will. Follow Rashid, and you will learn the secret to enduring wealth." Confused but obedient, Nafiu began the journey. As they proceeded into the desert, the heat grew intense. The sand shimmered like molten gold. Other caravans quickly overtook the Myung swift camels, racing past, their riders shouting proudly, leaving behind only clouds of dust. But Rashid held his rhythm. Step, rest, step, breathe, step, pause, step, continue. Initially, Nafiu felt deeply frustrated. He felt deprived of small victories. He wanted to race, to be acknowledged. But as the sun climbed higher, the temperature soared, turning the desert into an unforgiving furnace. Hours later, he began to catch up to those fast caravans. One camel had collapsed. Another was foaming at the mouth. Their riders were exhausted and desperate for water, having burned through all their stored energy in their display of speed. Rashid, however, remained stable and utterly unfazed. Nafiu began to understand. His father's voice echoed in his mind. Those who rush exhaust themselves long before the journey ends. Enduring wealth belongs to those who possess the ability to endure. This revealed the first lesson. Don't live like a fuel burner. Most people live like those fast camels. They rush, they overspend, they chase trends, and they try to get rich quickly. But with every burst of speed, they burn through the little they have. The camel teaches the opposite. Slow is smooth. Smooth goes far. Fortunes vanish when people chase market hype, invest emotionally, or spend without discipline. Like the camel, humans must choose a sustainable pace, not a thrilling, temporary burst. Eventually, they reached an oasis. Rashid drank deeply, far more than any other animal. Nafiu was shocked. Why so much? Isn't this wasteful? His father had laughed. Wasteful? No. Rashid is saving for the desert ahead. Camels survive because they store what others waste. The truth hit Nafiu like a wave of cool water. Camels don't fear drought because they prepare long before it happens. The ancient Egyptians did the same. They carefully divided their income. Cash for daily living, gold for long-term wealth, grain for storage, and a critical emergency reserve what they aptly called the desert fund. They understood a rule that modern people often forget. Financial security is not built by earning more. It is built by saving wisely. Camels survive because they store water. We survive because we store cash flow. As they left the oasis, a sandstorm formed on the horizon, dark, violent, and fast. People panicked. Caravans screamed orders. Camels groaned and stumbled. Rashid calmly knelt down, folded his legs, tucked himself close to the ground, and waited. "How does he know what to do?" Nafiu asked. His father replied simply, "He doesn't have to know. He is always ready." This was the second lesson. Prepare before the crisis, not during it. In financial life, storms always come. Job loss, inflation, medical bills, recessions. But only those who prepare beforehand survive without breaking. The desert funda reserve lasting at least 6 months was not superstition. It was the principle of survival. Back on the desert path, Nafiu noticed something fascinating. Rashid never overate. He never wasted energy. He never rushed, yet he traveled a greater distance than any camel Nafiu had ever seen. The Egyptian merchants followed the same principle. Spend little, use wisely, earn consistently. This was not minimalism or deprivation. It was intelligent efficiency. In modern terms, this means cutting unnecessary expenses, avoiding bad debt, investing in low-cost, long-term assets, protecting your time and energy, and focusing on value, not mere appearance. The camel's body is a perfect system. Minimal waste gives maximal distance. A successful financial life works the same way. The desert doesn't care who starts fast. It rewards those who maintain consistency. This leads to the third lesson. Direction matters more than speed. This is how long-term wealth works. You don't need to earn the most. You don't need to invest perfectly. You only need to walk in the right direction every single day. Small, steady steps repeated, with discipline to feed every strategy built on excitement or fear. When they arrived in Luxor, Rashid stood tall, dignified, appearing even stronger than when they began. Nafiu finally understood. Wealth is not the reward for sheer intelligence or fleeting luck. Wealth is the reward for endurance. He looked at Rashid with awe. "Father," he said softly, "the camel is a master." His father nodded. To understand the camel is to understand wealth. Slow, steady, prepared, disciplined. That is how dynasties survive. Life is a long desert. Only those who prepare, conserve, walk steadily, and stay patient reach the other side with strength and pride. The camel reminds us, wealth doesn't come from speed. Wealth comes from endurance. Thanks for watching Animal Envy. Don't forget to subscribe for more lessons from the animal kingdom.